Hey everybody, welcome to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and today, well, I'm doing a video that ties into our latest episode of the 10-minute Marvel podcast, where we looked at a ton of different characters who might potentially cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. Shawn Levy has come out and said that there's going to be a lot of cameos, or a lot of moments that will get people excited, like things that you won't want to miss in this movie. So, I got Greg and myself thinking, who might potentially cameo? Like I said, we went through a long list on this, from the various X-Men characters that we've seen previously, to some rumored castings, to previous rumored castings within the MCU, to, well, just some that we think could be kind of fun or that would make sense. So, as part of this, Greg and I decided that we both want to do our 5 that we consider most likely to show up. And it was a little bit tricky to come up with this list. One of the big things is that we're going to avoid people that we already know are in there. Sure, has there been confirmation that Toad is in there? No, but we've seen him in the background. Same with Lady Deathstrike. We know that they're going to be in there. Elektra was confirmed, or Jennifer Garner was confirmed for this movie, so we're skipping over those. And I guess then, without further ado, here are my 5 most likely characters to show up. We're going to start with number 5 being Miss Minutes. Now, that one is a little bit of a weird character, obviously not a live action character per se. It's an animated character within the live action show of Loki. But with Miss Minutes, she is obviously an integral part of the TVA. Whatever version of the TVA we're in, I think there's going to be a Miss Minutes. And are we going to get what version of Miss Minutes? Is it going to be kind of that more corrupted, trying to fall in love with anybody version? Or is it going to be a little bit more of just following the system? Either way, I think that she's going to show up, and there's going to be some fun interaction between her and Deadpool. At number 4, I'm going to put down Wolverine. Now you might be like, well, duh, we know that Wolverine's showing up in this. This is called Deadpool and Wolverine. I think we're going to get a number of different actors playing Wolverine. Obviously, some of the ones that are most commonly rumored are going to be Henry Cavill, Taron Egerton, and Daniel Radcliffe. I think we're going to get at least one of those actors playing Wolverine. Whether or not they're going to be the Wolverine in the MCU going forward, I do think we're going to get that sort of nod. It's much like with John Krasinski in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We got him showing up there because fans were all excited about that. So I think we're going to get at least one other Wolverine. I think it could be more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 5 different actors playing Wolverine, including or not including Hugh Jackman. Number 3, I'm going to go with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum is going to be playing Gambit. Obviously, there's been the rumors and potential projects for Gambit to show up, and that Channing Tatum was going to play that. Those never came to fruition. I think this is the nod and the, like, hey, we know it never happened. Here's your chance to play Gambit, and he's going to show up in there. Obviously, the higher I go, I think the more likely these are, but I really think that my top 3 are almost... I'd be surprised if they aren't in there. I won't be disappointed if they're not in there, but I'd be surprised. My number 2 is going to be Wesley Snipes as Blade. Now, this one just feels right in terms of, hey, let's bring this character back. It's the right time to have that character show up. Obviously, he worked with Ryan Reynolds in Blade 3, but my only hesitation on this one is all the issues that are going on with getting that good to great script for the MCU's Blade movie, the Mahershala Ali version? Do they want to bring in Wesley Snipes and let him kind of be like, get people excited for Blade again, but excited for him as Blade versus what's going to be coming up? Especially since people are already down on that a little bit, whether or not they should be. So that's a question. That's the only thing that has me questioning this pick. And then my number one is going to be Chris Evans. Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. I think this is super likely. If you listen to the episode of 10 Minute Marvel from 2 weeks ago, I believe that was when I talked about it a little bit as we were talking about the Anarchy Avengers. How Johnny Storm could maybe be part of that group. There's been some stuff to come out that maybe changes my mind on what that means, but I still think this is super likely that he's in there. I think that there's a chance to make a joke or two about how Chris Evans played Johnny Storm and has played Captain America. Deadpool can make a joke when we first see Johnny Storm. We just see a shot of his butt, and Deadpool makes some comment about it being America's ass, and Johnny Storm turns around and both he and Deadpool are confused. Something like that. It's an easy joke, low-hanging fruit joke to make, but also something that will get people to really pop in theaters. Now, I will say the one name missing from the list, and you can check out the video I did on this last week, is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, do I think she's going to cameo or not? I think she's less likely than these 5 that I put out there. I would put money on there will be a Taylor Swift reference joke of some sort. But whether or not Taylor Swift herself is in this movie as either Dazzler or herself, I'm just a little bit less confident on that. Check out our podcast. The link are down in the description below, where you can hear us talk through a much larger list. And let me know, who would you like to see as a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine? With that, I just want to again thank you so much for listening. Please and watching. Give the video a thumbs up. It'd be greatly appreciated. Leave a comment down below with who you'd like to see. And check out our podcast, 10 Minute Marvel, wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, I'll see you next time.